Welcome to 491 edition of InvestData Trading Academy live with Ambrose. Yes, today is the last trading day of the week. I will tell you that. And also looking at the market globally, I see that the global market index are in green for why different domain. When I mean different domain, US, Asia and the Europe market are quite mixed as we speak right away. And this has a lot of what investor in this domain reacting to different macroeconomic data and also sentiment surrounding their environment, and also as all eyes are still on what on earnings in that market. On this note, I think that look at what is happening in US. Let's start from there. US market as we speak is also flat this hour, even as the market is trying to also look up, looking at investor kind of digesting all the numbers released so far. We are seeing that some big names in the tech company in that market are also released some data that also guiding investor at this hour. But one thing that you pay attention to is that as a trader or investor, any market where you are trading or you are investing, you must understand the peculiar factors, especially government policy, either monetary or physical. How is it influencing that environment? As we speak now, we know that the move by the incumbent president of US in terms of tariff have put a lot of market on their toes, and also many economy is trying to digest how it's going to affect them, and also companies that are having international operation, how are they going to adjust? And that's why I mean subsequently in this current financial year, in this matured economy, but also why also some economy also taking advantage of the tariff to become a new partner, a new trade destination for those companies and economies where these tariffs are going to hit, and also we're also looking at alternative how to also kind of complement or push back or integration to another source for their raw material or of their market. These are the things that's playing around the market. But the good news that those big companies in Asia can see that South Korea market, because of the demand for tech stock also looking up, supporting that, and also we're seeing that the prices of commodity and oil market, which is commodity market, is also a bit dicey now because expectation of pit stop is going to have impact on the production, and also also other countries joining the OPEC. These are the things that also the intricacies between that market. But the sentiment is too volatile as we speak now. Looking at OPEC kind of delaying production increase in that market. But I believe that as oil prices are looking up, good for oil producing economy. But I believe that also for those that are going to use oil for production, going to impact their cost. And that is why you see that in US, we are seeing that the inventory has become continue to look upward because of the demand, and also that will help us to bring prices low, because when there's too much supply, demand also that in that range, we see that there will be a lot of volatility between now and end of the first quarter of 2025. As many economic, like I said earlier, or managers trying to manage what is happening in their domain with the new phase of tariff across the globe, and also these are the things also creating opportunity for some market. But if you look the way to Africa market, I'll tell you that Africa market is still very mixed. And we can see that if you look at NGS, which is also a major market in the in Africa, I see that there's an extension of what we saw yesterday. Even when we saw at the end of policy meeting yesterday, we saw a return of nearly all the variables, or what we call instruments for monetary policy adjustment. This tells you that yes, they rebased the inflation figure that was seen, for the month of January, and that of also based on the GDP after they playing on the decision of the policy maker, either monetary or the economic managers. Let's see that. But if that is what to be sustained after giving a sign of okay, we are seeing a decline from about 38.4 to 24.5, which is you say is huge in terms of decline. But yes, there's a factor in some new structure of the economy, especially looking at what's happening. Dangote refinery come on board, the energy sector, or let's say the petroleum sector can expanding, if that is why they're adjusting. And also we'll see also that as the activity of farmers and the farm it's also have affected the price. And now is the farm secure for them to go back? That's the things we'll also be looking at. But if you look at also the GDP GDP also have seen, despite the rebate, we're seeing that we're having a slow growth in our GDP. But we believe that since there are these rebate and the economic managers have also thought it fit that yes, they are not hiking rate at this first MPC meeting for 2025. And don't forget that between now, February to May, it's about 3 months. I believe that this space was given for us to see how this, the new, replace inflation figure is going to reflect. Because as we speak now, prices of goods and services remain high in the economy. But now that they've said that, I think that's why in their own wisdom, they have extended the next MPC meeting to 19th of May and 20 to see how it's going to be. But that also has a signal to the market as we speak now. Already, if you remember in this class, I've been telling you that I've been seeing a decline, in the fixed income, instrument, especially the long-term tenor for the treasury within 364 days has declined from almost 22 to now around 18.43. What does that speak to you? What does that signal? It shows that, oh, if in the next MPC meeting there's a decline, also there's a cut in rates for it, that is that you're going to see further decline in yield in those markets. Automatically tell you that that's going to boost liquidity in terms of a cheaper fund. If all those managers have struggled with the strategy to make sure that they survive, try to all these headwinds and able to post positive number on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, if they will start seeing relief in terms of cost, and that also reduce cost of borrowing, that I believe that going to the future might see a better market. And when you start cutting rate from, let's say, for example, the second half of the year, directly by May, we'll see that mean for the second half of the year, if they start cutting rates ahead of the end of the year, we might see that funds will flow into equity space. What that means, you as a trader must put position in all this. That circular flow of funds. Yesterday, despite that we saw that there was increased volume, despite it's a relatively low one, but we saw that money flow to the market. We saw a positive breath, even that the market declined marginally yesterday. That also saw that fund move from about 66.99 to almost 79.89. That there's fund entered the market yesterday, even the market pulling back. This morning, we want to look at them when it comes to chart to see. But I believe that there's opportunity for us in this market to make money, particularly now that we're seeing that the trend is oscillating. But as we speak, like I said earlier, market is likely in green. The market is trading right away now. 100 and the last market data 108,442.22 basis points, down by 147, representing 0.14. That's about 0.1. Let's say that at this point, that is for the market. But if you look at the market rate right away as well at this hour, the market rate is still also flat. We're having a sustained losers and gainers in the market as we speak right now in the market. This is the state of the market at this current time. But before we go further looking at the topic of today, we're looking at talking numbers on pharmaceutical companies or talking number of healthcare companies. You want to see these numbers, what is going to guide you what to do. I have said that funds are likely to move toward the equity space on the strength of no rate being left unchanged. Why? Because this is the season of earnings in Nigerian market, especially at this period that we expect company that has December as year end to declare their numbers. Why few have declared earlier the life of Transport Hotel, Transport Power, and that of Geregu, and have announced their dividend. For the want to see more, right from this month of February, right from next today is Friday, and from next we're going to see the life of UCAP, the life of Prudential, and more will come between now and end of 31st of March. And why we expect to see the Q1 number in April. That means that this is the peak of any season and opportunity for you to make capital appreciation and also high dividend. You have seen companies that have done well that they're likely to grow their dividend payout with 100%. In the market. If a company going to grow its dividend payout 100%, even when the price have increased, you also have to say at the price of that company doubled by 100%. This period you have to look at all this for year to date or from 2024 today. You go to look at this and how to invest. That opportunity you are seeing that now there's a pullback in the market, little it creates opportunity for you to buy into value. That means we must pay attention to this earning season. That's why I believe that seeing fund entering equity space, I'm not surprised because in the financial market, or what we call circular flow of fund, looking for where there is what higher return with less risk. And now that I say that the risk in fixed income is low, but because also the yield is staying down, most investors would like to take opportunity. Let's go and take even the higher risk, calculated risk in the equity market for a short period of time to return what if I'm going to wait for a year to make about 22%, even with rate, of option rate around 18 point something. Let's say at the end of the day you're making the 2% for those ones. There are some stocks that can give you even 30% in a week, even 50% in a week, or say in a month you can make more than what 20 to 30%. That is above even inflation figure as we speak now, and also what is likely to cover the yield for 1 year. That means you need to rethink how you are going to play this market between now and end of April, where we're going to see more earnings in the market. And that's why today we're looking at what this earnings mentioned, this facing pharmaceutical companies numbers to guide us to know exactly what we are to do as we speak as trader and investor in the market, because it's very, very important that we pay attention to all this as trader anytime you are trading. But before I go into this these numbers, let's quickly look at the top gainers. I told you that we're having 16 losers and 16 gainers at the beginning of this market data review. But we're seeing that champion building is leading in terms of price appreciation, 9.87%, followed by Royal Exchange 8.99%. We're seeing that Big Capital that also recorded decline yesterday is among the gainers, top 5 now, recorded 8.7, followed by Champs. Champs is coming up after he has been on the on the kind of a flat position, lingering all this while. We're seeing Champs being among the top 5, gaining 6.79%, 2 naira 36 kobo, and Abebe Building or Abebe Microfinance or Abebe Market Back, anyone you call it, it's also 5.5 as we speak. But on the flip side, talk of the loser side now, you can see the life of we're seeing Jahis Bank leading those the decline side with 8.82%, followed by Lasaco. We're seeing APC Transport, Linkage Assurance, and Fidelity. These are the top 5 losers as we speak right away in the market at this hour. But we expect that we're going to see more of a portfolio shuffling on the strength of the outcome of MPD, especially as market players continue to digest this earnings, this outcome, and also expectation. I believe by next week and also early March, we need to see reposition in the market ahead of these numbers with their dividend announcement. Yes, quickly move to the numbers that as well as discussed earlier, that is our topic today. We're starting with fixing healthcare. And fixing healthcare for me is a leader in the industry in number, also in price, and also in their dividend payout consistently. We're seeing new entrants to that market. Talking about Mercure, I thought we'll also look at Mercure number to see is it matching with old players there like Me and Baker, because Me and Baker is an old name in this industry and also in this sector. I mean, also followed by also fixing. But fixing, we can see there are giant moves in terms of expansion, which also was seen that also in Mercure, and also seeing also Me and Baker trying to do that. But investors at this hour are looking at companies that are consistent in their payout, because this is the dividend season. Why traders are waiting for to see how market will react to these numbers when they start releasing their audited account. We are discussing now unaudited accounts for 2024, either for their 30 months that ended in December, from October to December, and also for the full year 2024 unaudited account. That means all eyes are still on this company to release their audited account between now and 31st March. But looking at the numbers that came from fixing, I have stated that as a trader investor, look at what the profit and loss account, look at the balance sheet, and also the cash flow. They are very, very important when we're looking at the numbers. But looking at the numbers that are released by fixing now, we first of all look at what is the last month performance, or last quarter performance for this company. It also give you an insight to what you expect from there. And we are looking at what October to December 2024, and that's what October 2024 corresponding period in 2023. Is there a growth? But you can see that about 12.68 billion to 24. This almost 100% growth for the last quarter. If you are taking last quarter, but also if you go back and look at the full year, which you're going to also do, if you look at quarter by quarter for quarter 2020, last quarter 2024, you can see there's a great improvement in their performance. Looking at the cost of sale, also increase in that dimension. Even when we see a double digit growth, more than triple digit growth in the top line, also in this direction, we also see that also in their cost of sale. But you want to pay attention to see what is the profit after tax, operating profit for the quarter. Because that is still up from 1.35 5 billion to 4.4. The quarter alone, you can also see the strength of that, when we are looking at the numbers also, help you to see. And that also does it reflect at the full year, at the whole year account we're going to see at the end of the day. At the end of the day, if you're looking at it, you can see that the profit after tax, you know that the most important is that in any organization, once you're able to make provision for your cost of operation, your admin, and also take charge of government tasks. At the end of the day, what is left is what is that according to what to shareholders. That's why I say profit after tax is very, very important that you pay attention. Look at profit after tax for the quarter. You can see that it moved from where from 336.63 36.63 million to 1.61 billion. You can see that growth from a 2 kobo earning per share to 70 kobo earning per share for the last quarter. In that dimension, if you look at the number that also for the full year, and whether it's what we're interested, we want to look at politically what happened in 2024. Even this unaudited account, we have seen the event for the last quarter of 2024. But for the full year, you can see that the earnings move, the top line, which is there, we call it revenue for company like this, the management company, revenue moved from 53.1 billion to 84.19 billion. This is huge for this company. Good is two-digit growth for that matter. At the end of the day, we can see that yes, the cost of operation moved from 30, cost of sales, sorry, moved from 31.98 billion to 49. What we can see at the end of the day, operating gross profit stood at 34.91 billion against 21.1 billion in 2023. But in this direction, we can still go for and see even the cost of distribution and all those that also we are within the period from 5.55 billion to 8.12 billion. At the end of the day, financial cost also, which is going to pay attention, even when their financial income also increased from 223.01 million to 60.02 million also as we speak. But at the end of the day, looking at the tax provision for the current the year expectation of 2024, that the provision is also there. But at the end of the day, you see that the profit after tax for the period moved from 3.61 billion to 5.05 billion, which is good from 1 naira 57 kobo to 2 naira 20 kobo. And on this note, look at the payout for this company the previous year and see what they have seen now. Is it possible at the end of the day they can afford to pay you 2 naira or 1 naira 80 kobo or 1 naira, and compared to the price, where do you see the price going? For those that are income investor, is it a place to start keying now? I'll tell you that the numbers are not looking bad at all. If you are a trader or investor, the stock still look attractive for you depending on your investment objective. I see that this is a sector that anywhere in the world, the sector that are taken as a defensive sector. Why? Because of the market they operate and because of the nature of their product. Why? They have a segment of both for new baby, for old people, they have for you. That means at any given time there is seats for these companies in this category of company, healthcare. That's why if you look at defensive stock in a mature company, I tell you most of them are from this industry because they know they are consistent because of what the aging and also the importance of the sector. That means you must pay attention to it as a trader or investor anytime, any day. But looking at the balance sheet of fixing, I'll tell you that this balance sheet is not looking bad at all. Look at what the total assets for 2023 from 61.99 billion to 73.30 billion. You can see that this, I'll tell you that within the period, even the inventory and others have also improved. Even the loan and receivable, all have impacted to it. But what I'm interested in, I want to look at what is the retained earning of this company for the period. Pay attention to this, what is very, very important. Retained earnings move from what? Because this also determines what will come for you as a dividend. On retained earnings move from 13.31 billion to 17.01 billion. You can see this also a good one to see that yes, the price of this company is also healthy. Then you want to look at at the end of the day, what is the shareholder fund for this company? Shareholder fund remain positive also because you can see that the equity is still very, very intact. For me, it's a good one for fixing that they are making headway. But the most important thing again that we need to look at what is the cash flow for this company. Cash flow for me is very, very important. Are they able to meet their short-term obligation in terms of operating cash flow, or are they investing, or the financial structure of the company, you must also pay attention to all these. They are very, very important as a trader or investor in any given market. Yes, you can see that here, if you look at the cash flow, for me, I pay attention to operating cash flow because it's very, very important to meet, because when operating cash flow is looking up and your earnings looking for is a good number. For look for this look up for first now, you can see that the operating cash flow, you can see that from a positive to a negative, which also like tell you you have to watch the subsequent one which is coming from this first quarter of 2023 to see is there a reversal or not on this, or towards the end of the, you must pay attention to see. Now I see that because for me, I'm not surprised because of we're seeing the structure here, the operating cash flow from working capital. These are where you can also see that the adjustment can also can reflect to can also lead to what we're seeing as a negative cash flow, negative net cash flow used from operating activities. But also you need to pay attention to see what you want from investment. Is it positive or negative? The one for investment also is still negative, and also pay attention to the one from what from financing. Is it also negative? Financing also, on the financial side, it's not also, but it's also clear. I think that for financing also, it's also negative. While cash and accumulation is also positive at this point. But I can see that yes, you need to pay attention to see what the first quarter of this company will look like. But on the strength of this number, say that fixing is a stock to watch. But don't forget that dividend payout also is very, very important. Now they pay almost between 48 to their 50% of their earnings as dividend. What are they having now? They are having about 2 naira 20 kobo. What we expect to see at the end of the day at their dividend. We look at the next one, which also like also old name, also a leader in the industry. We're looking at which is me and Baker. Me and Baker consistently for the past 3 years have been paying that 30 kobo, and we're seeing improvement in their number. But if you look at this number very critically, you can see that there's a missed performance here. Why the last quarter for 2024, which is between December, between October to December, I think that the numbers are not looking too sweet. We have to pay attention and see what is wrong there, and at the end of the day, what can investor get out of it. But on the strong run, I see that the 12 months, which is the 4 quarters are giving a positive number. But when we pay attention to this, what happened in the last quarter of the year 2024, that was saying that the top line moved from about 5.3, 5.9, let's 5.4 billion to about 7.1 billion in for the last quarter of 2024. And at the end of the day, you are seeing a negative earnings for that quarter, about a negative of 114.55 million against 371.19 million in 2023. But at the end of the day, we are seeing that yes, the for the year looking at 2023, it moved from 19.7 billion to 28.91 billion for 2024 for the full year result, which at the end of the day will say that yes, the interest income for the period also see a movement from the interest income, and the cost of fund also increased from interest income moved from from around 383.55 million to to 407.49 million, which is good. But the cost here also can see that the cost is more than almost double. Sorry, not almost double, but not double. From 290.37 million to 500, and it's more than double here. Can see it here. This I will tell you that this double. On the for me, also the cost also reflected that also slow down their profit at the end of the day. We are seeing that cost of operation have increased, also have shown on the cost of say administrative expenses. We have seen all this also reflecting, and we see that the cost of finance also is not uneasy. We can see it here, which also at the end of the day we are seeing a profit of 1.69 billion against 108 billion. That's fine. It's a good one. This is about almost can say 48 to 50%, in the grade for the period. At the end of the day, we want to look at what is the earning per share here for the 2024 unaudited account. I see that earning per share moved from can see from 60 kobo, from 62 kobo or 63 kobo in 2023 to what to 98 kobo. to 98 kobo, almost ahead of almost approaching 1 naira. On this note, they pay 30 kobo for 3 years, already having almost a 1 naira. Are they going to pay 40 kobo this time or 50 kobo on the strength of their earnings? Would they pay if when they're having 62 kobo or 30 kobo, they pay the 30 kobo, that is almost around 40, like I said, or 50% of them. Now they're having almost a 1 naira. Are they paying 50 kobo? If 50 kobo or 45 kobo is coming from me and Baker at the price of current 8 naira 90 kobo, if they are paying 45 kobo for me, it's also a good one for them. I mean, also if they are paying anything more than 50 kobo to 60 kobo, that will also move the price. But don't forget that this company also, their dividend payment is relatively low because consistently they have been paying 30 kobo all this while. Unless they are going to come with bonus, because I'll tell you, in the industry, the stock that will have the highest share in issue is about Macure 4 billion ordinary share. Others are having less than that. Me and Mega is about 1.9, 1.7 billion, and that of fixed about 2.7 or billion, less than 3 billion. Okay, that is the position. But let me look at the balance sheet of me and Baker, because it's very, very important. I'll do that. Look at the balance sheet of Baker relative to the size of the business. Look at the total asset. There is about for the group move from 20 billion to 20 billion, 20.38 billion to 22.30 billion. For me, yes, the marginal growth they're fine, but I tell you what the total asset, total equity, sorry, total equity and the retained earnings move from 4.51 billion to 5.68 billion for the year 2024. Then they have total equity about 9.96 billion against 8.7 billion the previous year. This is for the net assets for this company is positive, which is good for the shareholders. For it's also in green. Good one. But we want to look at also the cash flow of this company. Now finally look at run what happened in Macure and that of Nimet Pharmaceutical. Why that of Pharmaceutical no result till now. I don't know what their company is doing and also what next thing is doing in that regard. Also the same for Echo Hotel, their numbers are not consistent for us to look at it and look at the way we are discussing this. But for the cash flow for me and Baker, I can see that the operating cash flow for me and Baker also improved from 2023 to 2024 from 724.1 million to almost 3.93 billion for operating cash flow, net operating cash for the period. Also investment we are seeing also despite the investment, you know what it takes. They put out some money for investment and financing. Also, there's a negative net use in financing activities. But at the end of the day, cash and equivalent also remain in green. This for me and Baker. Quickly look at the Macure because our time is fast spent. Macure has not released audited account, but as a third quarter, we're seeing that the numbers of Macure shows that yes, the top line is looking up in green, while the bottom line was seeing there's a misperformance in the company. The bottom line remained in the up direction, while we saw a decline. Looking at the numbers that's displayed on the chart here on the screen here now, you can see that their third quarter with 9 months, you can see that from 21.78 billion, 21.58 billion to 30.22 billion. And at the end of the day, cost of sale also moved down from 14.1 to 20.2 billion. I can see it here also at the number of people go down. Look at the cost of finance. You can see that they move from this almost double again. But cost of finance, which you know today, that is major, setback or kind of headwind that the economy is for a book company operating in Nigeria. Not only Nigeria, but I say that because of high interest rate for Nigeria, while others are already cutting rate, we are still increasing. Apart from this meeting that I had yesterday, FPC, where we had real rate, but at 27.5 is still relatively high. I will tell you that. But at the end of the day, you can see that there's a decline from 1.99 billion to 1.56 billion for the profit line. Represented at the as translated to 39 kobo against 50 kobo. This also tells you where the company is heading for the current financial year. We're expecting. Also, if you look at their total assets, it's also 41.74 billion to 51 point. Yes, all these are figures that you can see, but don't try to draw your attention to things that are very, very important here. Look at profit, retained profit here. You see profit also move up from 10.2 billion to 11.19. Good one at the end of the day. Because of our time, you can see that also look at their cash flow from operation. You can also look at it. Cash flow operation also a move up from 2.7, for that for 9 months, 2.7, 2.79 or 2.8 to 5.14 billion. And other. These are the for Mercure. But look at for Nimet. We saw recent movement in Nimet price. Pay attention to Nimet results here. Look at Nimet full year results. This is the year 2024. This year 2023. It's like Nimet have to change their financial year from also from March to this to a full year December. You can see that is reflected in this number. So you can see that having a 2. We're looking at we're looking at 2.21 billion to 4.47 as at the turnover for 2024. You can see this December 23, while in December 24. You can see there's a growth in that top line, which is the turnover. At the end of the day, we're going to look at, are they in profit? For this a number that is posting a negative, so I want to draw attention. It's having a negative earnings, but see the numbers are moving. That's why we must pay attention now that we're looking at dividend income, because you can't give what you don't have. We are seeing already it's posting negative bottom line. Is it going to go to the reserve and pull to pay what? To pay dividend? That means you must pay attention. Already you can see that any per share is in a loss. So if you also go to the balance sheet and see what is the, look at it, you see what is the retained earnings here. I say that the company is still on retained loss. That means people, or that means possibility of paying dividend is very, very slim, or it's not there at all for this current financial year and then December. That means we must pay attention to all these figures when we are taking about investment decision as a trader or investor, because this is the time for you to buy into value. This kind of company price have rallied. You don't need to buy into it at this time. Rather, look at whether let's draw attention to healthcare companies and also all these pharmaceutical companies to know how the numbers of this company are. I'll tell you for fixing, for me and Baker from Mercure, what's the positive number for that of Nimet was seen already is a mixed number and the earnings are in negative, and you can't pay dividend from negative earnings. On this note, quickly go to our chart to round up the class for today because our time is fast spent. But looking at the chart, you can see that yes, already see that extension of the pullback. For this pullback for me is for just allow the market to digest the outcome of MPC meeting, or especially at the peak of earnings season, possibility of rebound is very, very high. And you have to pay attention to the market now. Or any moment from now, see the market looking up. Even as market are pulled back to around 108,302. I see market going up to break out the 110,000 particular line any moment from now and the new week and the new month of March. Thank you this afternoon. I say enjoy the rest of your trading and see you on Monday by God grace. And for those that are in the pay class, we'll be meeting tomorrow by God grace to look at the outcome of all this and also how we should also position our portfolio for any expectation for dividends announcement. On this note, I'll say see you on Mondays, hopefully for the free class, and while for those income and those paid class, we'll be meeting tomorrow